You hear that? On day one. Florida Congressman Mike Waltz joins us now. Congressman, how are we supposed to task someone with fixing a problem that they, in fact, created?
You know, Will, both Biden and Harris should be thanking God for the Supreme Court ruling that gave presidential immunity, because all of those deaths, rapes, crimes that you just laid out, they could be civilly liable for. Their lack of enforcement of the law and the fact that they inherited the strongest border in American history from Trump, and then both Biden and Harris have turned that into the worst disaster in world history, is on their watch. That blood is on their hands. And if it weren't for the presidential immunity ruling, I think those families would have a case to go after them. But what is she talking about now? Well, so say if you buy her, I don't know, her argument and the media's new argument that she wasn't the czar, she had nothing to do with it. She was only responsible for the core migration issues in Central and South America, for which she made one trip. Her total solution, the entirety of her plan, was to throw $4 billion into Central America. Typical progressive response, just throw taxpayer dollars at it. Anybody who's worked down there would tell you the corrupt governments, the gangs, and the cartels take anywhere from 30 to 40 to 50% right off the top. That's putting billions right into the cartels. The cartels have already been a growth stock under Biden and Harris. They've made upwards of $13 to $15 billion just in the last 3 years. And by contrast, an actual plan is President Trump's plan to take on the cartels, to use cyber, to use space, to put secondary sanctions on the Chinese manufacturers of fentanyl. We can walk through the elements of his actual plan to take down the cartels, reinstitute his policies, secure the border, and get at the core issues.
The thing about it is, Congressman, I think that most every informed American knows the way that Donald Trump would handle the crisis at the border. And every informed American understands what's happened at the border over the last 3.5 years, which has been billed from the beginning as not the Joe Biden administration, but the Biden-Harris administration. From the beginning, it was made clear it's the Biden-Harris administration. The real question is, can they wipe history clean? Did they start the clock 3 weeks ago and nothing exists before year zero? Before year zero, there was no Kamala Harris. She was not border czar. She never had any policy. She's never voted in the Senate. And now she can be defined in the ads we're seeing right now. Can they wipe the public's memory clean and repackage Kamala today as someone ready to fix the border?
No, they're not going to get away with it. And thank God for Governor Abbott and others that sent these people into the interior and sent these people into Chicago and New York and others so that this truly was felt as a national problem and not just a border state problem. But the migrant detention centers are still going to be there. The crimes are still going to be there. The American people see it for what it is. She's a fake, and she's not going to get away with it.
All right, Congressman Michael Waltz, always great to see you. Thanks for being on Primetime.